Let's speak to the Plateau situation for a start, and perhaps in other parts of northern Nigeria. Is this a challenge still with our security architecture, or there's something that this government is still missing in terms of insecurity?
First and foremost, you have to understand that the primary responsibility of any government on earth is to give security to life and property to the populace, to give the populace, their citizens, an enabling environment to live in peace and conduct their businesses peacefully. Any government that fails to give this primary responsibility has lost its authority to govern. Governing is about securing the country. It's about the welfare of the country. The Nigerian security system, it must be understood that it's a colonial system. It's a colonial system, and nothing has changed. Nothing has changed because they are primarily created to serve and to protect the imperialists. These imperialists have been taken over or have shifted to our local so-called rulers. Insecurity is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It is both internal and external. It's about the sale of arms and the sale of drugs. It's about the exploitation of the mineral resources in our country. For so long as this is not addressed, then we can never make headway. For that, you need a very, very patriotic and visionary leader. Where your security apparatus have no synergy within themselves, that they are only mostly interested in what they get, and they are not even that, they are appointed on the basis of politics, on how close they are to the corridors of power, or whoever is selecting them, normally the president, is doing so not because of competence, but because of his personal interest and his personal protection, not to protect the Nigerian citizens. So for that reason, you cannot expect anything. So if we go back to the Plateau, it's not unique to Plateau. It's all over. It's all over the north. And it's about the exploitation of the mineral resources of northern Nigeria. Anywhere you see this kind of carnage, then make sure there's mining going on there. This is only a smoke screen to divert the attention of Nigerians from the main problem. So it's the total failure of both the military elite and the politicians. The politicians are the biggest benefactors of this, from the east to the west to the north, and wherever you are in Nigeria.
You mentioned two things I would like you to perhaps expatiate on. One of the things you said is that both the perpetrators and the victims don't know they have a common enemy. And I would like you to extensively identify who you'd refer to as this common enemy. And in addition to that, what has to be done?
The common enemy is the government that has refused to give them the protection that is a right. That is the common enemy. Our common enemy are really the politicians, because the politicians determine how the military work. They determine who is the IG,
just a moment.
What he is supposed to do. The responsibility, the primary responsibility of any government, like I said earlier on, is to protect its citizens. How many thousand people have been killed by bandits in Zamfara, Katsina, Sokoto, Kebbi, Niger? You understand? It is happening as we speak. As we speak, people are just recently. Truji, one of the biggest bandits, who he openly claimed that he's working with people in power. He said it. He mentioned their names. But what happened? They are occupying high places. Just recently in this Eid, he slaughtered 15 people like rams. Like ram, he laid them down and he was making a video of it. 15 people he slaughtered. politicians have also used these bandits as political thugs. Do you know that? Yes, they are political thugs. When they fail to give them education, when they fail to even pay their salaries for over a year, the reality is that we are all at risk. This is the reality of our country today. Look, let me tell you, anyone who does not blame the government for its responsibility, then it's not serious. Helicopters were seen dropping guns, ammunition, and food, and all sorts of technologies to bandits. The government did not do anything. So the government is in tandem with this insecurity.
I once asked you all this question. Who are those benefiting from these killings? I also asked, is Bola Tinubu's government to be blamed for these senseless killings happening all over Nigeria? Has been got president for 2 years, right, isn't it? And I think Naja'atu just answered that question. I dare say to you today, our politicians are not patriotic. We don't have any of those politicians who are patriotic towards the safety of Nigerians and the properties of Nigerians. He said a whole lot, so we're going to break it down. But if you're meeting this content for the first time, like, share, and also subscribe. And if you've been following us and you've not yet subscribed, please do so. Subscribe, like, share, and also recommend this content and this channel to others. But watch this to the end, because this is a question for you and I. She mentioned that we have one common enemy, and those are our politicians, our leaders. She called them the imperialists, because she said our military, our police has been designed to protect them. And that's what you see when we come out to speak up against the injustice in our society. We're clamped down on behalf of the politicians. And they get recycled every now and again. So our system needs a complete revamping. Our security architecture of Nigeria needs to be changed completely, where it has to be for the people, not for the individuals, as she calls them, the imperialists. She said our politicians are the biggest beneficiaries of this illegal mining and killing. And don't get confused. How can you as a country and the leader of a country, you find out that helicopters are dropping weaponries, guns, ammunition, food, technology for bandits, and you do nothing about it? This obviously alludes towards Alibaba. Go check my previous video. Alibaba mentioned the same thing. They're using helicopters to lift gold out of the north. And that's just the reason for this killing. And she said these killings are a diversion from the original problem. Illegal mining. They are smoke screen. They do this as a smoke screen to divert your attention away from where the actual task is going on, where they're mining our resources illegally. She asked this question. We have a Ministry of Mineral Resources. How much have they remitted to the national coffers? How much? Let them show us what they've remitted to the national coffers. I said it again. Our politicians are not visionary and they're not patriotic. And these are the kind of people we need to deal with this insecurity. Imagine that the president is still in France, but the person from Labour Party who came third is the one going to those internally displaced people to find out how they're doing and supply resources. Does that not tell you what is going on? All these killings are to divert attention while the original task is... Remember, we are the victim. The guy who they used to rig elections and the victim of the system. She said it. They use these same bandits to rig elections. They are their political thugs. They use them as thugs to inflict pains on the people and kill them just so they can remain in power. This is a complete failure from our politicians, from our military. That's why I say they don't have the willpower to do it. The president is actually telling the governor of Plateau State to summon the willpower to fix the problem. He doesn't have the willpower. Or does he not have the willpower to do the same thing? So do you agree with what Naja'atu said? Because this is more like in the open now to everybody. Your president, the administration is the problem. Face the administration. Your politicians are the problem. Face your politicians. Your military are the problem. Face the military. You cannot tell me we have NSA. And the NSA does not have whispers of what is going on and how to defeat it. But they can track ordinary citizen and impound ordinary citizen. The IG of police can use his own people to track what a critic says online in Omoyele Showore. But they cannot figure out who's committing some crimes in Nigeria or not. I'm telling you, this problem would not go away until we start to call out this government, our politicians, our National Assembly. They're busy collecting bribes. But yet they cannot even, at this particular point in time, when the president cannot fix a problem, it's about the time to start talking about a vote of no confidence. But yet they stand and sing, on your mandate we shall stand. And then the son of the president says his father is the best president in Nigeria forever. Are you for real? He says politicians are in tandem with the bandits. Our politicians are in cahoots with the bandits. They use them to commit crimes. Let me ask you a question. Remember 2023 election? Who were the people chasing people away from voting centers? Thugs. Our politicians use these thugs to create havoc. During the Edo election tribunal, who were the people fighting in front of the court? The thugs. Our politicians use these thugs to cause mayhem in our country. They create them as tools to use for election purposes. That's why they don't build the schools. That's why they don't train these children. That's why they don't pay their salaries. So this issue with insecurity in Nigeria is man-made. And we need leaders with vision. I've said this every now and again. Capacity and character counts. That's why when you get to 2027, don't vote because the person is your tribal person, or it's from your clan, it's from your village, it's from somewhere that you know. I've said it several times. We are all the victims here now. You're seeing it fully by yourself now. There's no running away from it. This is what we're in. We're based in this now, all of us together, whether you're home or whether you're abroad. They would not let us enjoy Nigeria as a people, but rather they will cause division. Look at what they used Arabambi the other day to say on TV to accuse another person of treasonable felony or high treason, as the case may be. And he started using ethnicity and tribe to cause division. That's exactly what our politicians do. That's their task. That's their way of playing the game. Not because they're competent. How can your president be away from the country? More than 150 people have died in one community, in one state, and the man is still away. Isn't it time to now start thinking of vote of no confidence as a people to say, no, it's enough. We've had enough. 2 years of this man. He has to go. But 2027 is our only shot right at the moment because we have a rubber stamp National Assembly. So 2027 is our only shot to say, let's get rid of this party. Not about any political party. As a matter of fact, you can call me an independent. I don't care for labor or but we want people with character. People who have patriotism round the back of their mind and to say, we want to fix this country. People with vision. And what we have right now, a bunch of charlatans who have no vision for our country. They're not patriotic. So I dare to say to you again, we don't have any patriotic politicians as it stands right now who can speak up and say, this is bad, evil is evil, regardless of who is committed against. Remember, evil to one person is evil to all, so you must call it out when you say it. I don't know if I made any sense, but if you think what I've said or what Naja'atu has said, you answer the question in the comment section. Let's have this conversation. As always, if you're meeting this content for the first time, like, share, and subscribe. And also, if you've been following us and you've not yet subscribed, please do so. And recommend this channel to others as well. Let's have this intelligent conversation in the comment section. I'll catch you up in the next video. God bless you. Bye-bye for now.